everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to go over my review of this upcycled alpaca silk yarn that I bought a couple of weeks ago over at an online retail store called Hobby or Hobie, however you say it. I know buying yarn online can be kind of difficult because you don't know what it feels like, you don't know if it's worth it based on how expensive it might be, and you don't really know if it's easy to work with or not. This is the start of an ongoing series for the hunt of all the yarn that I can get my hands on, so I can tell you whether, in my personal opinion, a yarn is worth buying based on what I think is the two most important things to balance is the material and how it actually feels, as well as the cost of the yarn per yard or just per skein. But with that said, let's get right into it. So first off, one of the most important things is the texture and how the yarn actually feels. I'm not gonna lie, it is so soft. I think one among the softer yarns that you can get. It's a blend of alpaca, fur, and silk, which in combination makes this really soft yarn that makes for a really good project for any wearables that you might have. It is a 4-strand yarn, so that makes it kind of on the thinner side and makes it really easy to work with, so the drape is actually really nice. When you start working with it, whether you're crocheting or knitting, it actually is pretty stretchy. I started a sweater a couple of weeks ago, and this is just a unfinished panel of the sleeve, but when you look at it, it has a lot of give. So when it comes to how easy it is to work, I found that in the 9 or 10 balls that I bought for the sweater, I never had a moment where I pulled out the yarn and it was split in the middle or not in the middle. I didn't have to go in and cut it and adjust it myself. The color consistency was really nice. I think all the skeins was pretty much the exact same color. To be honest, I didn't check the lot number. They could have all been in the exact same lot, which might explain the color consistency, but in itself, the colors were really consistent, at least for just one batch that I bought. In terms of the affordability, I would say not among the most affordable yarns that you can get, but is it worth it for the price? I would personally say so. It's one of those packs of yarn that you can get on Hobby that the more you buy, so example, if you're making a sweater that might use 8 to 10 balls of yarn, you're going to be getting a lot, and the site discounts the price per ball of yarn. So I personally bought 8 balls of this yarn for $48 in total. So I think that rounds out to $6. Math, yes. It's $6 per yarn, which is a really good discount compared to the normal retail price for per ball, which is $16 per yarn. As for the yarn weight, it is considered fine. I think it is on the more medium side of fine, but it does create a really nice detailed look if you're looking for that. You can see the ribbing really easily, but it's not the tiniest thing in the world. This yarn itself has 9 color options available. They are definitely on the more neutral side of colors. It's like a lighter shade of pink, or it's lighter and paler shades of a few colors like pink and yellow with sprinkles of grays in there. So it would definitely be suited to someone who's going for a more maybe pared down look or a simpler look. And then, as I mentioned, I bought about 8 skeins of this yarn, or 8 balls of this yarn, to make this sweater. And the drape of it is really nice. I expect that when I block this sweater, the drape is going to be really nice, and it's already really flowy, despite having not been blocked already. Any other wearable would also generally be a really good option, like a afghan or a sweater, maybe a scarf or a hat, something that may be on the smaller side just because each ball of yarn can be a little bit pricey. Per ball of yarn, you get 120 meters or 131 yards of yarn. So a lot of yarn, you can typically find maybe 300 to 400 yards of yarn for $6 to $12 depending on where you're looking. So it is on the pricier side, but it is definitely worth it if you're making it for someone special or for yourself. For anyone who has ever worked with Feels Like Bliss, I would say it's akin to that kind of yarn in terms of the softness. Maybe not in the fuzziness, but definitely something that literally feels like bliss. I cannot emphasize enough how soft this yarn is and how easy it was to work with. So In terms of is it worth it? 10 out of 10. Or maybe a 9 out of 10. If it was cheaper, I would definitely be buying this all the time. But that's all I have for today for this yarn. If you buy this yarn and you end up making something with it, I'd love to see what you end up making.